What if the stillness you're searching for isn't something you have to create? What if it's already here, not hidden, not far, but right underneath the noise, right beneath the surface of every breath, right behind the next thought that never quite arrives? You've been taught to chase peace, to try harder, to sit straighter, to breathe deeper, to do presence. But presence doesn't need to be done. Stillness doesn't need to be earned. It just needs to be remembered. And when you finally stop chasing, when you let go of the tension in your body, the urgency in your thoughts, the need to get it right, something ancient begins to rise, something wordless, something unmistakably true. In this meditation, we're not going to perform anything, we're going to return to the part of you that was never lost, the part that was watching all along. You don't have to change your life. You just have to pause long enough to see what's already awake inside you. Are you ready? Then let's begin. You've been taught that peace is something you have to find, that you need to earn it, create it, build it, that if you sit just the right way, breathe just the right rhythm, quiet your thoughts for long enough, then maybe, just maybe, you'll feel calm again. But what if peace doesn't work like that? What if stillness isn't something you achieve, but something you uncover? What if it's not hiding from you, but waiting for you to stop reaching? Right now, in this very moment, I want you to pause, not to add anything, but to let go. Let go of the pressure to feel a certain way. Let go of the effort to be a better version of yourself. Let go of the idea that you're supposed to be anywhere other than here. Now feel your breath, not controlling it, not managing it, just feeling it as it is. Notice the air entering your nose, the rise of your chest, the fall of your belly. That is already presence. That is already meditation. Because presence is not something separate from you. It's what you return to when you stop trying so hard. There's a place inside you that is already still. It's not interested in productivity, it doesn't care how spiritual you sound. It's not measuring your growth. It's just here, quiet, stable, eternal. And the more you try to force your way into it, the more it hides. Not because it's rejecting you, but because it can only be seen when you're not performing. It's like a pond. If you keep stirring the water, the reflection disappears. But if you stop moving, even for a breath, the surface clears. And what's always been underneath begins to reveal itself. That stillness has nothing to prove, nothing to say. It doesn't need you to understand it. It only needs you to notice. So many people treat inner peace like a task. They think, I have to get calm, I have to stop thinking, I have to feel good. But behind all that striving is one deep truth. You are already the awareness that's watching all of it happen. You are not the one chasing stillness. You are the stillness that's watching yourself chase. You don't need to become it. You just need to rest in it. Let's try. Let go of any effort to meditate. Let go of the idea that you're doing this correctly. Let go of the urge to adjust your posture. Fix your breath. Fix yourself. Just sit. Just breathe. Just be. Feel the quiet underneath your thoughts. Feel the space between words. Feel the awareness that's been with you your entire life. Even when your mind was loud, even when your emotions were swirling, it has never left. It was there when you took your first breath. It's here right now. And it will be here long after every thought has passed. Still, steady, silent. This is the home you've been searching for. And you didn't have to go anywhere to find it. It was here, all along. Now, as you rest in this space, notice how little effort it takes to remain. There's no technique, no structure, just softness, just just listening inward without trying to hear anything, feeling your body without trying to fix anything, noticing the breath without needing to deepen it. In this space, you're not meditating, you're resting as presence. You're not reaching for a feeling, you're meeting what's already true. You are not trying to be still, you are allowing stillness to show itself. And the more you trust it, the more it opens, like a flower in sunlight, like your breath at the end of a long sigh. This is not about escaping life. It's about learning how to return to what's real, even in the middle of life. When the world gets loud, you can return. When your thoughts get heavy, you can return. When your heart gets confused, you can return. And the return is always the same. It begins with a pause, a breath, a remembering that nothing is missing, that you don't have to earn your way back into peace. You just have to notice you never left. Stillness isn't rare. It's not delicate. It's not something reserved for special people or silent monasteries or mountain retreats. Stillness is here, in your kitchen, in your car, in the moment before you speak, in the breath before you react, in the space between your heartbeat and your thought. It is life itself, unfiltered, ungrasped, unhurried. So don't chase it. Don't analyze it. Don't try to become it. Just sit. Just breathe. Just be. And when you forget which you will, you can always return. And every return is a deepening, a remembering, an opening. Not towards something new, but towards something ancient, something eternal. Something that has always, always, always been you. The body is not separate from awareness. It's not just a container, not just a vehicle, not just something you drag through life. It is part of the intelligence. It is part of the stillness. And the more you bring your presence into the body, not in thought but in direct sensation, the more you begin to realize the body is not an obstacle, it is a doorway, a bridge, a living, breathing expression of stillness in motion. Let's begin there. Right now, feel the weight of your body. Feel where it rests against the ground, the chair, the floor. Notice the points of contact, the pressure, the warmth. Now feel the space inside your body, the quiet hum beneath your skin. There's something here, isn't there? A soft aliveness, a quiet rhythm. Not the noise of thinking, but the truth of being. Now bring your attention to your breath. Don't change it. Don't shape it. Just notice. Let your awareness ride the breath in and out. In and out. Let the inhale bring you closer to your body. Let the exhale soften whatever you're holding. Let the breath move like waves, rising and falling without effort. This is presence. This is stillness. And the more you breathe with it, not controlling, just feeling, the more your mind begins to rest. The thoughts may still come, but they don't stick, because now your awareness has somewhere else to go. Not up in the head, but down into the body, into the breath, into the living, grounded now. The Upanishads speak of this as integration. Not escaping the body to reach awareness, but meeting awareness through the body. Not bypassing sensation, but embracing it fully. Because when you stop resisting your body, something changes. It no longer feels like a problem. It becomes your teacher. The breath becomes your anchor. The heart becomes your compass. The tension becomes a signal. The sensation becomes a reminder. Come home. Come back. Not to an idea, but to here, to this breath, this moment, this body. You don't need to analyze every emotion. You don't need to solve every sensation. You just need to feel what's real without adding a story. Because beneath every tightness, there's something softer. Beneath every contraction, there's space. Stillness is not the absence of sensation. It's the full embrace of what's already here. Try it now. Scan through your body. Slowly. From the crown of your head to your forehead to your jaw, let each part relax just a little. Now your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest. Let gravity take you deeper, not heavier, just softer. Now your belly, your hips, your legs, your feet. Let your breath move through it all. Not like a machine, like a wave, like an offering. And now feel the space around your body, the quiet field that holds it. Feel how still that space is, how it doesn't move, even as your breath does. Feel how your awareness rests inside that space and extends beyond it. Because stillness isn't just inside you, it's all around you. You are not in the stillness, you are the stillness. You are what feels, you are what notices, you are what holds the body, the breath, the sensation without needing anything to change. And the more you stay here, the more your nervous system begins to trust. It lets go, it unwinds, the body doesn't need to be convinced, it just needs to be met with presence, with breath, with silence. And slowly, gently, the edges soften, the resistance melts, and you start to feel something else underneath it all. A quiet joy. Not the joy of excitement, but the joy of returning, the joy of finally stopping the fight, of no longer pushing yourself towards some imaginary goal. You start to feel what it's like to belong in your own body, to feel safe. Not because everything is perfect, but because you've stopped abandoning yourself. This is the power of embodied stillness. It doesn't require silence. It doesn't need special music or mantras or empty rooms. It just needs you, here, now, breathing, listening, noticing. You don't have to figure out your life in this moment. You don't have to change anything. You just have to feel what's already alive. Because inside your body lives the same intelligence that beats your heart, the same stillness that sits behind your thoughts, the same space that holds the stars holds you. And in that space, you're not a name, not a role, not a problem to solve. You are presence, you are breath. You are stillness itself, remembering what it feels like to come home. There's something within you that has never changed. It's been there since your first breath. Before you had a name, before you had words, before you knew who you were supposed to become. This presence, this quiet awareness has been watching your life unfold. Every moment, every emotion, every thought. Watching without effort, without judgment, without trying to control, just seeing. You've cried in front of it, you've laughed in front of it, you've felt heartbreak, celebration, confusion and clarity. And still, it remains still, silent, steady. This is not a part of your personality. It's not a role, it's not a belief. It's not your identity as the world sees it. It's what sees identity. It's what watches the roles being played. It is what remembers even when you forget. You don't have to earn this awareness. You don't have to awaken it. You don't even have to understand it. Because it's not a thing. It's not an idea. It is you, the true you. The one who was there before the story began and who will be there long after the story ends. Let's feel into that now. Close your eyes if you haven't already and take one soft breath in. Now exhale gently. Now ask yourself, not as a thought but as a quiet question, who is breathing? Who is noticing this breath? Not the voice in your head, not the commentary, not the idea of me, but the one who is simply aware of the breath, of the silence, of the space. That awareness is not in time. It doesn't get older. It doesn't rush. It doesn't need to do anything. It's just here, always, watching, holding. And in that watching, there's no resistance. There's no judgment, no comparison, no fear. Just presence, pure presence. And it's always been this way. Even when your mind was racing, even when your heart was breaking, even when you thought you were lost, this awareness was not. It was still. It was waiting. And the moment you turn toward it, the noise begins to fade. Not because you force silence, but because awareness is the natural background of everything. The thoughts come, awareness watches, the emotions rise, awareness holds, the body changes. Awareness remains. And the more you rest in it, not as a technique, but as a truth, the more your experience begins to shift. You're no longer trapped inside the contents of your mind. You're no longer drowning in reaction. You are here. Stable. Still. Clear. Because you are not the wave. You are the ocean. You are not the cloud. You are the sky. You are not the movie. You are the screen it plays upon. And the more you return to this seat, the more deeply you realize you've been here all along. Every time you felt alone, you were actually accompanied by this awareness. Every time you felt broken, this part of you remained whole. Every time you thought you were failing, this presence remained untouched. It doesn't measure you. It doesn't need you to change. It just sees. And in that seeing, healing begins. Because now, you are no longer fighting yourself. You are no longer clinging to the stories. You are no longer searching for a version of peace that always feels out of reach. Because the peace is you. Not an emotion, not a goal, but your original nature, the soul, the witness, the one who has never left. Take a breath. Let this settle. Not in your mind, but in your heart. Let your body feel the truth of it. You are not missing. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are presence itself. Simply remembering. And the more you rest in this remembering, the more gentle your life becomes. You no longer chase moments. You no longer fear silence. You welcome it. You trust it. Because now you know. You are the one who watches, the one who breathes, the one who remains. And in that knowing, there is nothing left to seek. Only something to keep coming back to again and again and again. Now that you've seen it, now that you've felt it, what do you do with this awareness? Do you leave it here on the cushion? Or do you bring it with you into the noise, into the movement, into the world? Because the truth is, this isn't about escaping life. This is about entering it more fully, more gently, more clearly, with awareness in the front seat, with your soul no longer forgotten but remembered, alive, awake, and guiding the path ahead. The ancient sages were clear the chariot is always in motion. The body moves, the senses pull, the mind races, the world changes. You can't stop that. But what you can do is remember who's inside. You can remember that you're not the one being dragged. You're the one who holds the reins. You're the one who steers with wisdom. You're the one who notices when things drift off course and brings them back with kindness. That's the real power. Not control, but awareness. And from awareness, everything begins to align. You taste your food and you taste it. You listen to someone speak and you hear them. You breathe and you feel the breath. You walk into the world not as someone who's reacting, but as someone who's responding. You're no longer ruled by urgency, you're guided by presence. That's what it means to live with the soul in the seat. You don't need to renounce the world. You just need to return to yourself. In each moment, in each breath, in every small decision, this is how the chariot moves in harmony. When the horses, the senses are no longer wild. When the reins, the mind are held with care. When the driver, the intellect listens to the wisdom within. And when the soul, the true you, is awake, steady and clear. It's not about becoming perfect. It's not about never losing focus. It's about noticing when you've drifted and coming back again and again without shame, without punishment, with grace, with breath, with stillness. Because each time you return, you strengthen your connection, you deepen your trust, you grow your capacity to remain anchored even when the world shakes. You become the calm in the middle of movement, you become the center in the swirl of life. And the more you live like this, not perfectly, but consciously, the more your outer world begins to reflect your inner stillness. Not because circumstances become easier, but because you become more rooted, more gentle, more alive. Imagine waking up tomorrow with this clarity. Imagine starting your day not in hurry, but in silence, not in reaction, but in rhythm. You eat slowly, you breathe deeply, you walk with presence, you speak with care. And when tension arises, when emotions stir, when the mind pulls, you hold the reins, you breathe, you remember, you are not the horses, you are not the noise. You are the one riding inside, the one who sees, the one who knows. This is where meditation meets life. This is where practice becomes real. Not in how long you sit, but in how clearly you live. Not in how much you know, but in how gently you return. Again and again. Let's return now. Sit comfortably. One last time. Feel your breath, feel your body. And repeat silently or out loud, I am the soul, the eternal passenger. My intellect is the charioteer. My mind, the reins. My senses, the horses. And my body, the chariot. With awareness, I guide my journey toward peace, wisdom, and self-realization. Again, I am the soul, the eternal passenger. My intellect is the charioteer. My mind, the reins. My senses, the horses. And my body, the chariot. With awareness, I guide my journey. And now, take that with you, not just as a mantra, but as a living truth. In your breath, in your walk, in your words. Let every step be a return. Let every pause be sacred. Let every moment be a way home. Because home is not a place. It's not a destination. It's not someday. It's now. It's here. It's you. If something inside you softened during this practice, if even for a moment you felt the stillness that has always been waiting beneath the surface, then hold on to that. Let it stay with you. Let it ripple into the rest of your day. This wasn't just a meditation. It was a remembering. And every time you return to that seat, the one behind the noise, the one inside the breath, you strengthen something sacred. If you'd like more guided practices like this, more spaces to come home to yourself, you're invited to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and share what stayed with you. It's in those reflections that others often find their way. And if you know someone who's been caught in the current, someone who needs to pause, someone who's forgotten the stillness they carry, send this to them.